Hello ladies, this is Brianna from MissRudders.com, and in this tutorial I cannot wait to show you exactly how I achieved this beautiful, gorgeous look using Miss Rudders hair extensions from MissRudders.com. You will need 3 bundles of the luxury body wave as well as 1 luxury body wave lace closure in the lengths of 16 inches. These are the materials you will need to bleach and color your hair. Now you're gonna need 1 scoop of your quick blue lightning bleach per bundle. Add it to your mixing bowl. Begin adding your 40 volume cream developer and completely cover your powder. Now use your coloring brush to mix these 2 ingredients together until you reach a very smooth consistency. Now continue adding more developer because we want the consistency of this mixture to resemble cake batter. And this is exactly how it should look. First things first, we must bleach our closure. Part in very thin sections when doing so. As you can see, my ends are brown, but the closure does not come like this. I decided to lighten my ends for a different look, but I'm bleaching it once again so you can see that the quality still remains intact. Now with the small brush, you want to do the feathering technique to break up that line of demarcation. Then you're going to begin bleaching your first bundle of hair. Form a straight line and bring the product all the way down to the ends. Now it's time for the feathering technique. Make sure you're lightly pressing into the hair to achieve a very flawless result. For our second bundle, we are going to create some lovely highlights. So weave your comb in and out of your hair to separate the sections of hair you actually want to bleach. Take your small brush and make sure that you thoroughly cover the ends of your hair with bleach. This is so important because we do not want black ends, we want blonde ends. So after you fully saturate the ends, you can then continue working your product up the length of the hair. Save a little bit of room at the top so that way you can do the feathering technique. Now fold your foil to allow the hair to further process. After processing, you should achieve this dark blonde color. And this is how your box color should look. Now we're actually going to recolor our hair with our permanent box color. The reason I say that is because you initially bleached your hair to remove the natural color from your hair extensions. And when you do that, it doesn't remove everything. That's why it tends to leave behind orange and red pigments. So in order to cancel that out and give a different shade of blonde to our hair, we're going to use this box color to do so. Make sure when you're near the top to do the feathering technique as well. And now our hair has only processed for just a little bit of time, and as you can see, this color is literally transforming into something so beautiful. Now apply your box color to your first bundle of bleached hair as well. And you're also going to do this to your actual highlights. Make sure you're picking up as much blonde pieces as possible, and when you do this, there may be some black pieces in there, and that's perfectly okay. You just don't want to leave behind any blonde. Do the feathering technique at the top as well. After we finish processing our hair, look at this beauty. The wave pattern is still intact. And this is how our first bundle of hair looks after it's processed, and as you can see, that feathering technique made the blending so flawless. And this here is our highlighted bundle. Now it's time to actually start creating our lace closure wig. Always sew down your lace closure first before sewing down your extensions. Now after putting the needle through the edge, you're going to go through the edge of the wig cap as well, and then you're going to do this again. Now when you pull your needle through, make sure it's pulled through the opening of the thread so that it can create a knot on its own. Now do this again 2 to 3 times at the very beginning before you begin creating additional knots against the length of your closure. Make sure your knots are spaced about 1 centimeter to 2 apart, and make sure you sew up about 1 inch to 2 inches on this side. Now you're going to go on the other side and do the same exact thing, and you're going to continue working back and forth until you reach the back. This keeps the tension very even on the closure so that it's not shifted. As you're finishing at the very back, make sure to secure the last knot with 2 to 3 knots before you cut off your thread. Now to sew your extensions, go through your weft, and then go through the dome cap at the very edge. Go underneath your weft through the opening of your thread, and then wrap the needle around the thread. Pull straight up to create your knot. Now I'm going to show you a second way, which is effectively the same thing, because with both actions you're wrapping the thread around the needle twice. So continue doing these same knotting techniques throughout the entire process to sew down your bundles. Now ladies, look at how full one bundle looks. And this is a second bundle, which is our highlights. And now here is our third bundle, and we are almost done creating our wig. Now when creating your wig, what I want you to do is to continue doing this fold over method throughout the entire process. The fold over method is going to prevent you from cutting through your weft. Sew in a slight curvature near the edge of your wig cap, and then fold the extensions back in the opposite direction. As you can see, this technique is super easy. Now the reason why I suggest this is because you want to get as many uses out of your bundles as possible. So if you cut through your extension, you're going to lose and have so many little pieces of hair. To prevent that, do this method. And also, this prevents your extensions from shedding in the areas that you may cut, because if you may or may not know, when you cut through your weft, that can cause shedding to happen. To put the finishing touches on this wig, remove that last bit of weft and then continue to stitch down the last point of your bundle with 2 to 3 knots. You are going to always do this at the beginning and end of each bundle, and at the beginning and end of sewing down your closure. Now as you can see, you're able to create such a beautiful wig with my techniques, and it will allow the wig to last for a very long time. Now start removing the excess cap from underneath your lace. Make sure to cut very close to the knots, but not too close, because if you cut the knots on accident, it will cause your closure to unravel. Now begin removing the excess lace from your actual closure, because we don't need it. And then go in a second time a little bit closer to really tailor the lace to the hairline of the closure so it looks very natural against your hairline. Here is the infamous technique of the elastic band method. This method is crucial in keeping that wig in place, because when the wind blows, you don't want it to slide off. Make sure the length of the band is 1/3 of the circumference of your head in length. And then as you're creating knots on your band, make the knots very close together so that the band does not unravel over time. As you can see, this band is super strong but very flexible. When you're wearing your wig, I promise you it's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna stay right in place. Now I went ahead and straightened out the hair on the wig so that you can see the color. This color is so dreamy. It's the perfect dirty blonde look I wanted to achieve. And now, this is how the wig looks once I install it. As you can see, a bundle in the back is black because we did not bleach or color one bundle. And now, in order to create this distinct look to our style, we are going to create some juicy layers. So I want you to keep the sides of your hair sectioned away from the back, because we're only adding layers to the left and right side of the wig. Grab this section in front to create a faced frame trim. This step is very important in allowing the hair to fall very graciously against your face when you're wearing your looks. Now include new hair with the previous cut section and blend those sections together with your shears. Now it's time to create some layers. I want you to always comb your hair out at a 45-degree angle from the mannequin head. And when you're actually cutting through your hair, cut down at an angle so that way you can blend the layers together. Always include new hair with the previous section and only start cutting when all of the layers of hair has dropped so you can effectively blend the layers together. As you can see with my techniques that I'm showing you, it's gonna make cutting your hair so easy. And also, when you're cutting through your hair, you will notice that the hair is literally so soft that the shears glide through like butter. As you can see, this is how it should look once you finish adding your layers. Now I'm gonna move the hair just a little bit to show you that your layers are actually ending at different points because that's the effect you want to create with this look. Do the same thing on the other side as well, but cut your face frame trim a lot higher so that you're creating bangs near the top. Now this is a braid pattern that I like to wear when I'm wearing my lace closure wig, and braid your hair however you like, just as long as the braids are going away from your part. Use your favorite heat protectant to protect the health of your hair. With this particular look, I wanted some of my natural hair left out, and when you're doing this, especially when using heat protectant will prevent you from experiencing breakage and thinning. Now use your favorite hair straightener to straighten thin sections of your hair. And make sure that your temperature is set appropriately for your hair. For my hair, I can achieve my straightest result on 350 degrees. For you, it may be a little different. So start at a low temperature and then increase the temperature until you're gonna get your straightest result. Now after I put my wig on, I'm going to show you this little tip you can do, which is completely optional. I would suggest that you do this if you happen to be a lot lighter or darker than the lace color. What you want to do is use literally the lightest application of makeup powder to just dab a little bit on the lace. And ladies, as you can see, this closure is already amazing. We didn't have to pluck it, we didn't have to bleach it, tint it, do anything crazy because the closure is already beautiful. And now once I put the wig on my head, look at how flawless it looks. Oh my God, this hair is to die for. And now I've already curled most of my hair and I left just a few sections just to show you how to do it. Now at this section here on the left side of our head, you're gonna part it exactly like this. Spray the section and then comb the product through for distribution. Now once it dries, you're gonna make sure you're curling the hair going away from your face in a backward direction. This is going to make your layers pop like crazy. You hear me? Your layers are gonna be on fire. I'm telling you, you're gonna be slaying and swaying this hair like nobody's business. Now after holding for a couple of seconds, you're then going to use a duckbill clip to allow it to cool in place. And then do the same thing with the section here, making sure you're including your leave out with your section so that way you're effectively curling your weave as well as your real hair. Now at the back, you're gonna part your hair exactly like this, meaning you're gonna part vertical partings. And you're also going to prepare your hair the same way. Now when you're curling your hair, also make sure that it's going back and away from your face. Now on this side of our head, this is the way you have to part your sections. Make sure that when you're spraying your hair, it's first drying, because if it's not dry, your hair will actually stick to your curlers. And then after it dries, just go ahead and begin curling it away from your face. Now ladies, look at this. Isn't this style gorgeous? But of course, we are not gonna leave it like this. Start releasing your duck bill clip so that way you can begin brushing out your curls with your wig brush. Now make sure you position your curls exactly how you like, and then use hairspray to hold it in place. Now you're going to do the same thing to the other side as well. Make sure to use your fingers to break up the curls, and then brush your hair in place to give you that desired shape that you would like. Now when brushing your hair, just take your time, and if you need to brush this section multiple times, that's perfectly fine because this hair isn't going anywhere. This hair doesn't drop for nothing. I'm telling you, this hair will stay put exactly how you put it. And then after you put your hair in place, you're gonna spray hairspray to hold it in position. Now it's time for some edge control. Use your comb to help assist you in this process, while using the back and the teeth to help you to mold your edges exactly how you want them to lay. Now that we've done this side, it's time to start working on the other side, and you're gonna do the same exact thing. One tip that I want you to keep in mind is that with this look, I want you to bring it all the way through the roots of your hair without actually bringing the product down the length of your leave out. Now don't forget to get in there and get your whole entire hairline, because when that wind is blowing and catching them curls, you still want them edges to look laid. Ladies, as you can see, this hair looks so fabulous, and I can't stop touching it because it is so soft and beautiful. And as you can see, this closure is gorgeous. It is literally perfection. And voila, ladies, the finished results has arrived. As you can see, this hairstyle is gorgeous. And if you want to achieve fabulous looks like this, be sure to purchase your hair from MissRudders.com.